Does Maga know that Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act are the same thing? And do they also know that the reason we have it is because the Republicans wanted a compromise? Obama wanted something closer to universal health care. He wanted a public option that people could choose that was government funded instead of paying higher prices for private insurance. The Republicans were the ones that said, no, 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 the insurance companies have to make their money. And so Obamacare was the compromise. And what's even more amusing is ACA originally was because of Republican think tanks. They originally came up with the concept of the idea prior to Obama. The individual mandate, which means that everybody was required to have health insurance, was actually proposed by the Heritage Foundation in the late 1980s. This was supposed to be a market-based alternative to universal health care. In 2006, in Massachusetts, Mitt Romney created Romneycare. This used the exact same framework: mandates, subsidies, private insurance exchanges. 2009-2010, not a single Republican voted for the ACA, even though the entire thing was the same exact framework of the policies that they had proposed, and were perfectly fine with Romneycare having. For all the Republicans bitching and all of the time that they had to think of something to replace ACA, they still have no plan.
I don't have that stupid Obamacare. I'm covered by the Affordable Care Act.
The Affordable Care Act is Obamacare, genius.
Do you support Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act?
Affordable Care Act.
And why is that?
Well, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Obama, so I don't support him in the Obama things that he's got going on. I'm actually really excited for President-elect Donald Trump, so.
Right. So you don't like anything Obama does, and you prefer the Affordable Care Act.
Absolutely.
Do you support Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act?
I support Obamacare.
So if you were a senator and you could vote today, you would vote to keep Obamacare instead of the Affordable Care Act?
Yes.
Do you support Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act?
I guess the Affordable Care Act?
And why do you prefer the Affordable Care Act over Obamacare?
I'm not really sure. My girlfriend supports Trump, so I go with whatever she says.
What is the main difference between Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act?
One is you pay, and then the other one is Obama pays for you.
Right, Obama pays, pretty big difference.
Pretty big difference.
I believe that Obamacare, the premiums are too high, so people are end up paying more. Right. So I believe in the Affordable Care Act.
And so the Affordable Care Act is more affordable than Obamacare?
Right, correct.
Right.
Which is obvious based on the name.
It's in the name, right.
Right.
Why do you like the Affordable Care Act more than Obamacare?
Because I don't like Obama.
But you like the Affordable Care Act?
Yeah.
What if I told you Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act are the same thing?
A poll that was taken by NBC News shows a clear message: a majority of Trump supporters back extending Obamacare subsidies. Most of President Donald Trump supporters back keeping enhanced subsidies for the Affordable Care Act, which is Obamacare. The central obstacle in the ending government shutdown, according to the new poll from the Nonpartisan Health Policy Research Group. It was conducted on September 23rd through the September 29th, just days before Congress failed to pass a funding measure to keep the government open. More than 22 million people receive subsidies, which are set to expire at the end of the year unless Congress extends them. Losing the subsidies could mean the average out-of-pocket premium payment could double in 2026 from $888 a year to $1,904. You fucks make my buttocks itch so bad.
Maga Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene says Democrats are right about demanding subsidies for the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare be extended. Let me show you her clip.
And to allow Democrats to have some sort of moral high ground on this issue because they're the only ones talking about it, I think is a major failure from the Republican Party. And I'm not going to stand there and just keep talking the talking points when my own adult children can hardly afford health insurance premiums, when everyone in my district, it's the number one issue that I hear about day in and day out, not just people on the ACA, but people that have private insurance as well. And I think it's something that we have to talk about.
I cannot believe in the year of our Lord 2025, in the United States of America, there are people who live in this country who do not know that Obamacare was a slur by the Republicans for the A.C.A. I can't believe it. You know, the world used to think that Americans were intelligent and smart. But because of this TikTok, the world now realizes that Americans are easily manipulated, lied to, and they just absorb it into their brain. The latest is that because of the A.C.A., premiums have gone up. No, that's another manipulation by the Republicans. Corporations, United Healthcare, Cigna, Humana, all of them set the rates. Corporations. And how do they set the rates? They have what are called actuaries. Actuaries. And it's a game of like chance. The actuary calculates how many of you Americans will seek health care, what the premium will be, and how much profit they will make. Yes, that's how it works. It has nothing to do with the legislation. It has to do with GREED. This is what Luigi was trying to tell you.
Well, good morning from Canada, from Barrie. Just had something funny to share this morning. Maga. So, my Maga family member sends me this video this morning, and they are quite upset about the fact that their insurance premium is going up substantially. And they're blaming Obamacare, okay, the A.C.A. They're Maga. So, and this is an intelligent person, wealthy person. And they don't understand, or just not paying attention because it doesn't fit their narrative, that the reason the insurance premium is skyrocketing is because their party, the GOP, the Republicans, MAGA, are getting rid of the A.C.A., Obamacare. They're cutting it. And with the cut, guess what? Premiums go up. And yet this person is blaming some days I just got nothing. I mean, I tried to explain it back, and I'm sure I'll get a very mean video soon.
Hi guys, welcome back once again to my YouTube channel. I really hope wherever you are doing fine. Okay guys, in today's clip, I just want you to watch this clip whereby the Republicans and a lot of MAGA supporters, it has been 15 years since Obamacare was passed, but they haven't realized that the Obamacare is the same as the A.C.A. Kindly watch this clip till the end, and then I'll be back with more comments.
Undocumented immigrants in the United States cannot receive health insurance from Obamacare, from Medicaid, from Medicare. They are barred from doing so, okay? And the Republicans, all of the maggots, are saying that Democrats didn't want to vote on the spending bill that would have kept the government open because they're dying on the hill of giving health care to illegals. No, the reason the government is shutting down is because the Democrats refused to join a vote on the spending bill that would keep the government open, or would reopen it at this point. Why? Because MAGA wants to gut health care in this country for millions of people, even more than they already have.
Obamacare was not a disaster, and I really wish y'all would stop spreading that lie. And it's got to be because either A, you're too young to remember what the financial market and environment looked like back in like 2006, 2008, or you got a very short memory. I entered the workforce back in 2006, the same year I entered college, and the minimum wage was $5.15 an hour. Maybe 1 or 2 years after that, it was $6.55 an hour. At $5.15 an hour, $6.55 an hour, you were not getting insurance through the company. I remember that vividly. That premium was going to at least eat up 1 week of your check, and you only making $200 a week anyway. And you for damn sure wasn't going to get it privately because the premiums are even higher. This is why people back in the day told y'all, get a job with the post office, get a job with the city, get a job with the state, work for the government. Why? Because you may not get rich working for the government, but them benefits are going to make sure you're taken care of. But if you want to know the value of the A.C.A., you can just look at the benefits they celebrate. Do you know how many people were denied coverage due to pre-existing conditions? Do you understand how many people had the prices of their insurance jacked up just because they got sick? Y'all are harder on this legislation than y'all are on the companies that cause need for legislation. High premiums existed long before the Affordable Care Act. High deductibles existed long before the Affordable Care Act. Medical debt definitely existed long before the Affordable Care Act. In fact, medical debt has always been one of the leading causes of bankruptcy in the United States. The Affordable Care Act was originally meant to be a step toward universal health care. The problem is nobody else has taken another step to actually accomplish the goal of universal health care for citizens of the United States. Y'all got to start doing some research on your own instead of regurgitating these talking points that are completely unfounded.
Okay, guys, we got to take it easy on Maga. I mean, yes, sure, they falsely believe that Democrats want to give health benefits to the undocumented migrants, even though it has always been a federal law that states that undocumented migrants do not get access to the A.C.A. But speaking of the A.C.A., guys, you got to remember who we're talking to. We're talking to people who have willful ignorance. They won't research anything. I mean, don't forget, these are literally the same group of people who thought that Obamacare and the A.C.A. were two completely different programs. Okay, so you got to understand the intelligence level that they have and what you're trying to compete with. I mean, nobody can stoop down to a level that damn low when you just oh, it's comical at times, but also sad at times because like they truly do not know how to think for themselves. I mean, whatever Mike Johnson says, because they're just not intelligent. I mean, that is the reason why Trump loves them so much and Trump hates us. Remember what he said, smart people don't like me. And notice how all the people that like Trump are not the smart ones.
Hi guys, welcome back once again to my YouTube channel. Remember, if it was for the first time I come across my video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe and share. Okay guys, I really hope you're doing fine wherever you are. And in today's clip is all about how Maga and white folks are so furious because they didn't know or they didn't realize that Obamacare was the same thing as the A.C.A. because they didn't want, or a lot of them really dislike Obamacare because the person who really discovered it was a black person, and these people, they really have racist thing toward black people. They don't want anything to do with black people because we have all seen a lot of people when they were asked if they really support Obamacare or A.C.A., they usually answer they support A.C.A., but in real sense Obamacare is just the same thing as the A.C.A. And these people, it's almost like 15 years they haven't maybe learned or realized it's just the same thing because these things were established to help those people who didn't have enough money maybe to cater for their bills, like those rural poor people who are living in rural areas. This Obamacare was established to help them. At least whenever you go to maybe hospital, you can be treated while you have or you don't have money. It was created to ensure those people that even just to make sure whenever you get anything bad, maybe like an accident, you can be cared of if you have money or not. But these people didn't support it because they really thought that it will cost a lot of, maybe it will make them pay a lot of taxes, and this is the reason why maybe they really hated it. But in real sense, it has its own advantage, and it has been like 15 years down. The Republican really came out and they were saying that you are voting to crash Obamacare and to implement the A.C.A, not putting in mind that these were just the same thing. They were just the same thing. They have the same rules. They have the same thing they were maybe voting against for, because simply because it was just maybe passed by a black person. Because I've realized that white folks don't associate or doesn't want to associate with anything that is being done by a black person or being established or discovered by a black person. And a lot of people have really come out and said that racists tend to be with these British people for a very long period of time. And another person really came out and said that because they can't live with the fact that Obama did something for them. We all know that this Obamacare has really helped these people a lot. It really helped a lot of those people who couldn't afford maybe to go and maybe cater for their bills. It has really helped a lot of people, but they really wanted ahead to vote it, to crash it, because they really knew that President Donald Trump will introduce the A.C.A and it will really help a lot of people. But a lot of Republicans really went ahead and they really voted against their own interests. They really went ahead and they voted to crash the Obamacare, not putting in mind that these are just the same thing. And right now, they are just starting to realize that it is the new thing. It has same slows. It's just doing the same work like Obamacare. And these people really shows that maybe how racist they are, because these are the same thing that were really supporting them, that were really making them maybe to live a better life, but they really wanted ahead and they voted to crash it. And we all know a lot of Republicans really wanted ahead. They voted against their own interests. They voted out of hatred. They voted out of racism, and this is the reason why maybe they are starting to know that racism is so expensive. Another person really came out and said that a wise person once said, if you think an education is expensive, try ignorance. This was a boomerang for racist. Yeah, another person really came out and reacted to this with a very clear comment. She said that we live in the dumbest timeline. Another person really came out and also said that Trump is living proof that a common doesn't have to be smart. If his victims are just like this, they can't even know, or they can't just even realize that Obamacare is the same as the A.C.A. Even though they are just doing the same thing, they went ahead and they were voting to crash it, but in real sense it was really helping them a lot. So guys, this video is just for educational purpose. If it was for the first time you're coming across my video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe and share. Thank you so much for your time. May God bless you whenever you are. One love.